Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel CWC Code with Concept. In this video, I am going to teach you about a constructor. So, what is a constructor? Constructors are special kind of method used for initialization and instantiation. You may wonder what is initialization and instantiation. So, we are going to see it now. So here it is the common syntax for constructor. We have access specifier and the constructor name. So the constructor name must be same as employee name. Then what is initialization? So it is a process of assigning global variables with a initial value by using the default constructor. So the constructor with no argument is considered as default constructor. As you can see here, we have global variables 1 and global variable 2. So here initialization is happened. Global variable 1 is assigned with a value 0 and a global variable 2 is assigned with a value employee name. So what is initialization? So it is a process of assigning global variables to the constructor arguments, then assigning the values in the constructor call when an object is created. So here we have data type global variable 1 and another data type global variable 2. So these global variables are assigned with constructor arguments. As you can see it here, variable 1 is a constructor argument 1 and variable n is a constructor argument 2. So constructor need to follow some rules. So the name of the constructor should match the class in which it is used, and the constructor do not have any return type. As a normal method, we have return type for the methods, but in constructor we don't have the return type. And the constructor are called automatically when an object is created. So in coming session, in practical session, I am going to create an object and assign the values into it. You can see how the values are going to store into an object. So let's start the practical session. Open Visual Studio and open the project csharp concept. So to demonstrate the constructor concept, let's create a class with employee name, employee. So let's create a constructor with global variable. So I am going to create global variable as int id and a string name. So let it be employee id and employee name. So in Visual Studio, we have a shortcut for to create. In C Sharp, we have a shortcut for creating constructor act over tab. So here we have non-parameterized constructor. So let's create some argument here. Arguments into the employee constructor. So int id and a string name. Now I am going to assign the values of global variable emp id to the arguments of the constructor. For employee name also same. So this is an example for instantiation. Instantiation example. So let's create a main method svm shortcut. It is a shortcut in Visual Studio to create main method. So let's create an object employee with a reference variable employee with new. Then I'm going to give the parameter arguments values into here. So let it be 1 2 3 4 5 is an employee ID and employee name will be Bhavya. So these values are stored into the reference of employee. So let's display the values into the console. So employee, so reference name employee dot employee ID. Then same for employee name. So for this program to run, we need to set the object properties. The startup object is already employee. So let's run the Visual Studio to see the output. So here the values 1 2 3 4 5 and Bhavya was assigned to employee ID and employee name. So let's see the output. As you can see the values which I have entered into the object here. So let's create another example for initialization. So I'll create another method for it. So initialization example. So initialization example means adding default values into the global variable. Let's comment it down. So I'm going to create another object. So now I'm going to assign a value of P4574. Then employee name Bhaskar. So we don't have the parameterized constructor, so we don't need to add the values here. So let's run the program. So as you can see, the values previously added are shown here. So the employee ID was assigned with 34574, so which are default values, and Bhaskar, which is default value stored into employee name. So this is all about constructor. Thank you for watching.